Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Well, I am at 7 weeks before my average last frost here in Saskatchewan, Canada. And today I'm going to be planting my Coleus. So I purchased seed for Coleus. And this is the chocolate covered cherry Coleus. And I believe I have about 10 seeds here. I'm going to plant it in this 9-pack tray. And then I think I'm going to take a few cuttings off of these Coleus here that I overwintered from last year. So I have Henna, which is this one here, and Vulcan, which is this one here. You can see these need a good drink, so I'm going to give them a little sip of water so I can soak that up while I do my seeds. And then we'll do a few cuttings off of these. So the Coleus package here says to just sow the seeds on the soil surface, and then to keep this in a space where it's going to receive about 21 to 24 degrees Celsius temperature. So that's usually, an average room temperature will be good for indoors. So I'm just going to fill this up with some seed starting mix. This is just a grower's peat moss mix. It's been adjusted for pH because peat moss tends to be quite acidic. And then I've just added some vermiculite and perlite to it, and that'll just give me a nice place to start my seeds that drains well but also holds some moisture in it. So I'm just going to gently tap the soil in, and I'm starting with a moist seed starting mix. Now it's just barely moist. I could take a handful and not squeeze water out of it, but it'll hold its shape and I can easily break the ball up after with just, my fingers. So that's what you want when you're starting. So there we go. You can't really push it down real deep. Just with a gentle tap, it's staying in place, but I'm not packing it down really hard. That's what you want for starting your seeds. The Coleus seed that I have here is from Bessie's Seeds, and it is a pelleted seed. So you can see hopefully there. It's little yellow balls in my hand, and that's because they've been coated with like a clay-like substance just to help make them A, easier to handle, and B, sometimes they will just germinate better and hold moisture by the seed better when it's really tiny to help them get going. So there was 10 seeds in there. I put 2, I believe, in the middle here, though I'm only seeing the one. I'm sure I put 2 in there. So I'm just going to give them a gentle press to make sure that, oh, there I picked. Be careful when you do that because you can pick them up on your finger and then they're not on the soil that you want them on, but that one picked up too. Sometimes it's easier when you're doing that gentle press to just spray them with a good spray of water to help get them settled in the soil there, but there they are. They're all settled in the soil. Now I like to go over with a little bit of fine vermiculite on my seeds. These want light to germinate, but I'm just going to do a very light covering of vermiculite. It shouldn't impede their chance to get some light, but it'll help kind of regulate the moisture around the soil surface there. We need a tag. Just going to reuse a tag from last year. Pop that in my tray. Now I have, oh, it's full. I'll have to get a little humidity dome, if that'll fit in there. I thought I could fit it in this tray back here of other seeds that are starting, but it's full. So for right now, we'll just pop it in its own little spot. I have the holes closed on the humidity dome. And I'll just put it under the lights because the Coleus needs light to germinate. And I don't need a heat mat or anything. The temperature in this room is plenty warm enough to get these seeds going. And we'll have to wait. It didn't say how long to wait for germination, but I would suspect with anywhere from a couple of days to 2 weeks should get us some Coleus plants going here. I can't remember the last time I grew Coleus from seeds, so can't say for sure how long it takes to go. I just realized I didn't spray those in, so we'll give these a nice spray to Make sure it's all nice and moist right at the soil surface where the seeds are, and to kind of help start the breakdown of those pellets of the clay on the seed there. Now we can put that humidity dome, holes closed, under the lights. For getting the Coleus going from cuttings, it's very similar to how I did my begonias for cuttings, if you saw that a few weeks ago. So I will update you on those begonias in just a minute, but let's get the Coleus going here. You have two choices with starting Coleus from cuttings, and a lot of things that you take cuttings of will work both ways. So you can take your Coleus or your plant that you want to start from cuttings, and you can do a cut on the plant, and I'll show you how to do that cut more specifically in a minute. And then you can take the cutting and put it into a jar of water, and just make sure the water stays fresh and clean. And out of like direct, you don't want it in like a super bright light. You could have it in like a north window if you wanted, or you know, close by the grow lights, but I don't even put them right under, because you don't want to wind up with a lot of algae and things growing in the water. You want it to stay nice and clean. Clean it out if you need to. And you can start your cuttings that way, or you can put them straight into soil, which is what I think I'm going to do today. I don't think I'll get a lot of cuttings off of these plants. At this point, once I cut, they'll probably bush out more, and I can probably take more in a few weeks. But for now, this is what I'm going to be doing. So when you're taking your cutting, you want to find a nice healthy stem that doesn't have flowers, which the Coleus will flower, but it's usually pretty easy to find some without flowers on them. So I have my cutting here, and I'm just going to peel off the bottom leaves. And we just want to leave the top 1 or 2 whorls of leaves here. The stem's a little softer at the top, so I'm going to use my snips so I don't break it pulling off those leaves. So now I have 2 kind of larger leaves and then 2 smaller leaves there. And I have all these points along the stem where the leaves come off. So there's one there, one there, one there, and one down here. So anywhere that those points are is where you're likely to get some roots coming. So because I'm going to be putting it into the soil, my pots are only so tall, so I'm going to trim this down to just below this spot here where I took leaves off. And then I can take my soil, take a dibber. I find going towards the edge of the pot works well, and this is the same soil I used for seed starting. It's a nice light soil is mixed with peat moss, vermiculite, perlite, and it's nice and damp. And I've just made a hole, I've pushed the cutting in up against the side of the container. I always find that works the best for whatever reason. And there it is. So let's do another one off of that same variety. These plants really need to be trimmed anyways. So again, removing the bottom leaves till we just get up to that top bit of growth. Now, you don't want really big leaves left, because leaves transpire, which is the process, they'll release moisture into the air, and you don't want to lose too much moisture too quickly. So when you have really large leaves, what you can do is just cut them in half, and then they'll transpire a little bit less if you're concerned about that, especially if your room's quite dry where your space is. And then again, I'm going to be cutting this down so it'll fit in my container. And you can put several cuttings in one container just like I'm doing here. So I'm just dibbing a hole, pop my cutting down into it, and cover over. Now this container, I don't know if you can tell, but it's gotten kind of low on soil there, so I'll just top it up. A little bit more soil in the middle there, just so that it's having good contact all the way up. Now I don't want the leaves touching the soil, but you want them pretty close down to the bottom so that your plant is nice and stout looking right from the beginning and doesn't have like a big long stem. And you want to push the soil around the stem so you don't have air pockets, because that air pocket can cause rot. And again, just nice and moist. And that's one done. So what variety did I say that is? Henna? And then you just label it. I'm not sure this lid's going to be enough, but you would just take it, put it in a tray, and you would put a humidity dome over to hold moisture around it. It's best, I don't know if you could tell, that leaf was rubbing on the humidity dome. And I find sometimes that can cause kind of some rotting of the leaves. So if you just put it like, so they're not touching and they have airflow around them, even though it's under a dome. I've closed the lid on the humidity dome. If you find there's a lot of moisture building up in there, you might want to just open it up. So there's usually, a lot of times the humidity domes have little vents on them, so just open up and vent it a little bit. If you don't have vents, you can just take it and put a pencil or a marker or something just to get a little bit of airflow in there if you need, and then slowly open it up as they root so they can get accustomized to less moisture. A lot of times I find when you're doing cuttings, you might need to come in, depending on the plant, and give it a little mist every few days. So if it starts to look wilty, you can just go in and just lightly mist it. There's just a little bit of water on the leaves there. That helps to just keep the plant having enough hydration, because remember at this point there's no roots on it to help pull water in, so it can get water from the leaves, and that helps it to release less water out of the leaves that way. And you just put it on, and now you can put it under grow lights with Coleus, I find, but for most plants where you're taking cuttings, they can be quite tender at this point, and so it's better to have them off away from just directly under. So if you're going to have them under grow lights, I would have them where the grow lights are quite high up. Or like when I had my begonia cuttings, I had them on a shelf that the lights weren't on, but the light was shining down from the shelf above, if that makes sense. So if I had them here, these lights weren't on, but these lights were, so the light was shining through. And that works really well for me. So I'm going to be doing the exact same process with the rest of these plants here to try and get 2 pots of 2 cuttings of each of these Coleus. I might only be able to get 2 cuttings off of the Vulcan one. It looks like I only have 2 strong stems there, but that's the whole process for that. So let me just pop these out of the way for right now. I'll show you the begonia cuttings so you can see kind of what to expect in a few weeks. And then I'm just going to get back to doing these up. But once you've seen it, you don't need to see much more. I guess I should just, so if I was going to just use the water, I would do the exact same process with the cutting of the stem and everything. But instead of putting the cutting into the soil, I would just drop it into the water and make sure the leaves stay above the water. So sometimes you need to like put a little bit of tape or wire or something across the top just to help hold and support the leaves up out of the water. And then you'll start to see roots come down in a week or 2, depending on what you're growing. And like I said, you'll want to keep refreshing that water. And here's the begonia cuttings I took a few weeks ago. So it's been 8 days since I took these cuttings. You can see this one here is not looking super healthy. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it's kind of, the leaf is kind of spotted and not looking great. But when I pull it up gently, there's some resistance. And I don't know if you can see, there's little bits of roots coming out here. So I'm trying to just leave it, keep it away so it's not touching the other leaves. And it's just, what it is I had some liquid fertilizer that was in a spray bottle, and the instructions on the fertilizer container are not written completely accurate. And so I used the wrong instructions on it. And it just has the conversion. I had used the imperial amounts that they gave me, and their conversion from metric to imperial was completely wrong. And so unfortunately they got a little bit of strong fertilizer, and some of the leaves I think didn't like that. So they're a little bit burnt from that, but otherwise they're looking good. So that has roots on it. The one beside it, can you see there's like resistance when I pull on it? So it also has roots on it. There's no roots coming out the bottoms of any of these yet as far as I know, but most of these, when I looked 2 days ago, had some roots starting. So this one actually was trying to throw some new leaves out down under the soil too. But there's roots down at the very bottom, and they're all looking really, really good. I think there was just one. I'm trying to remember which one it was. That has roots, so I don't really want to pull them all out. But when I looked before, I think I found one. Maybe it was this one. It was one of the larger ones. Yeah, this one doesn't have roots on it yet, but I'm sure it will, given time. So that's just after 8 days with the begonias. They're rooting in nicely. They're doing great. I've taken the humidity dome off of them now. They were getting quite moist on top, quite shiny. Like I said, some of them were looking a little, just this one really, I guess, looking a little rough. This one here is a little bit too. And so I just thought they were doing well without the moisture. The soil stayed nice and damp. And I've actually moved them to where they're getting some grow light time now as well, because they have, most of them anyways, have the roots on them. They're pulling up the moisture, and so they can take that little bit stronger light to sustain their growth, and they're still able to pull up moisture out of the soil. So that's the begonias. So like I said, I'll be doing the exact same thing with these Coleus here. Thought I lost my cutting. So exact same thing, and I would expect in, you know, a week or two, I'll have roots on these as well. If you prefer to see the root action going, it can be fun, especially if you have kids, to do it in the water and see it happen there. And if you do your cuttings in water, and then you go to transfer them into the soil once they have roots, I find it works really well because they come from such deep saturation. They're used to so much water that you want to really keep your soil moist. I get it really, really wet the first day, so it's kind of dripping out the bottom, and then just slowly back off your water over the next week to kind of acclimate them to that less moisture time. So hopefully you found it interesting and maybe even inspiring to see some Coleus get planted, either from seed or by taking cuttings, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.